Hey guys, it's Melissa with Investment Yoga. Today it is nice and shiny out. It's sunny. Spring is coming. We're getting ready. We want to get outside. We want to get in shape. So today I have a core series and it mixes up a little Pilates and a little bit of yoga. So I don't know what you want to call it, but we'll just call it a mixed bag today. So what I need you to do is get your mat and get on your comfy clothes, get your good attitude, and let's meet me on the back. So find a comfortable position on the mat. Kind of settle in. Put your hand on your abdomen and pull your core in towards your spine, reducing that space between your back and the mat. And let that go. Kind of move the legs to the right and the left. A lot of us have tightness in our lower back from sitting. Again, bring your feet to the mat. We're going to pull that core into the spine, feeling the abdomen, feeling the pelvic tilt a little bit, feeling the firmness of that. And let that go. Let your back go to natural. And we want to maintain this throughout the practice, is pulling that belly button in. With Pilates, normally we are pulling that engaging and from the pelvic floor all the way up into the abs. The Pilates starts from your powerhouse. So basically your glutes all the way up to the top of your ribs and your bones, and all of this here needs to be strengthened before we start using our extremities. So let's pull that belly button in, engage that pelvis, tilt it just a little bit, engage the pelvic floor, and let it out. So from here, I want you to bring up, and we're going to do the 100. So you're going to lift your head off the mat, lift your shoulders off the mat, and begin to pat your hands. And you're patting them like you're patting them on top of water. Your core is pulled in. You can feel your pelvic floor engaged. And just keep counting. So it's out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we keep going to 100 here. So when you're in the Pilates, if your neck starts to hurt, feel free to bring the neck down. You can continue to pat the hands, or when you're ready, bring yourself back up. Challenge yourself to get back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Imagine pulling your legs in as well, squeezing your glutes. Again, always feeling fine to bring your head down. You can bring it side to side because you will create some tension in the neck. And let's do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring it down. Nice. Relax. Take a big breath in. You can bring your feet to the outside edges of the mat. Just let them fall one way. Breathe into the lower back. And then let them go the other way. And let's just do it one more time each way. And bring your feet to the mat. So from here, we're going to do a curl up. So you're going to bring your hands straight up and then begin to pull that belly button in towards your spine and bring yourself up. So your hands are straight ahead. Your core is engaged. You're sitting up tall. And now let's start to curl your back, curl your belly button in, engage the core, and stop. Stop at the place that's like your stopping point. Like if I go any further, I'm going to fall all the way back. And come up. Take a breath in and exhale. Come back to that stopping point. Holding, breathing. Nice. And come back. Maybe curl it under a little bit more. Maybe bring it back just a little bit. Just challenge yourself and bring it up. And bring it all the way down. You can reach your arms overhead just for a little stretch. And bring yourself onto the mat so you're comfortable. Bring your right knee in, your left leg long. And I want us just to do some stretching of the legs. But as you're doing the stretching of the legs, you can curl your head off the mat, pull it up towards your knee, and you switch. For extra challenge, keep that bottom foot off the mat, hovering. If your back comes off the mat, then make sure you bring your leg up further towards the ceiling. That will help keep that back flat because you should be pulling in that core. So let's put the feet down. Let's reset. Let's do this again. So you're going to pull the core in. You're going to bring your right knee in towards you and the left leg out. Curling your body up towards that leg, feeling that engagement, and switch. And again, watch that back. If it's coming up, then bring your leg closer to the ceiling. But you can challenge yourself if you get down here and you're like, oh, my arm back's arching. That's okay. Just switch and bring it. That's what we're doing. We're challenging ourselves, feeling that engagement with the core, and bring them both in. Rest the head down. Look both ways. You create tension in the, and just feel free to circle the feet around here a little bit. Give them a little love. Now we're going to do double leg. So with our legs, we're going to have our legs go out and hover and come back in. And again, watch that back. So engage that core, pull it in towards the mat, and then see how far your legs can go up. So do this part first. Get the comfort level. If you can, push the heels together and you will engage the inner thighs as well as the core. For added challenge, you can bring your hands behind your head and you can hold them here as you curl your body up, or you can, the master, bring your hands to your legs and then reach over. And I'm shaking, I don't know about you, but if I go too low, then my back comes up, and we don't want that. You don't want to see that light from underneath my back. And last one, hold it. And release. Place your legs, feet on the mat. Let's go right to left, windshield wiper. You can also move your head. And pay attention to your jaw. Open it a couple times. See if you're holding tension. I'm a clencher, so I hold a lot of tension in my face. And bring your feet to the mat here. We're going to bring your knees in, your head up, and we're going to rock and roll. Now, if you do this and it hurts your spine, then stop and maybe return to the 100. Otherwise, this is a nice massage for your back. So as you get the feel of the rock and roll, then you can challenge yourself by bringing your legs out a little bit more and trying to get closer to the ground. So you're really just challenging that ab, like hold yourself up and bring yourself down. Nice work. And let it go. Feet on the mat. Hands behind your head like a hammock. We're going to be doing crisscrosses. So you're going to lift your shoulders off the mat and bring your right elbow towards your left knee. And switch. Now, stop and think, am I pulling my belly button in towards my spine? I have to remind myself all the time. So that core is engaged, pelvic floor is engaged. You're going to lift the leg and twist the arm. So you're using those obliques. And slow and steady is much better than flailing around in these positions, because it doesn't do you any good if you're not engaging the correct muscle. So keep going here. If you want an extra challenge, you can bring the foot up and keep that other foot raised as you switch. You can keep it raised or you can extend it. As long as you're mindful as you're twisting, you're lifting and twisting from that oblique. Your back is on the mat, your core is engaged, and you're breathing. That's a lot of instructions, I know. But just be mindful, and once you get it, it really does become second nature, and especially keeping your breath. And last one. Woo! Drop that down. Nice work. Now, since we just crunched in, what we're going to do is we're going to stretch those muscles out. We're going to push up into a bridge. So feet are flat on the mat, plenty of space between your behind and those legs. If you have a block, you can always put the block between your legs. When you have the block between your legs, you're using your thighs, and it's easier for you to squeeze the thighs and engage the glutes. If you don't have it, that's okay. Feet are on the floor, hands are alongside, and you're going to push slowly up into a bridge pose. Straight line from your chest up to your knees. If you have that block, squeeze. Bring your attention to that core. Pull, squeeze, and breathe. And slowly bring yourself down to the mat, one vertebrae at a time. And you can do some windshield wipers. Bringing your self back to that position. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to push into the feet. If you'd like, you can push into the arms and walk them underneath for a little bit of a shoulder shrug. Otherwise, stay exactly where you are and do the same pose. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the thighs, pulling and engaging that core. One more breath. And release your arms down. Begin to bring your vertebrae down one at a time. Take your time getting down. Let's squeeze those knees in. Give yourself a little yogi massage. You can roll your legs one way and roll them the other way. Let's pull ourselves up and turn over and bring ourselves into a tabletop. Now, tabletop's always good to start in because you'll engage the core, your back is flat, pressing into the hands, feeling the engagement. Now, tuck your toes under, and we're just going to hover, just bringing our knees up just so slightly. Hold it. Pull in that core, squeeze those legs. You can do it. And down. Bring yourself back. Child's pose, stretch out those arms. Big inhale. And exhale. Bringing yourself back to that position. We're going to hover again. And now we're going to challenge it with taking your right hand to your left to the thigh. So you're switching and you're holding yourself steady. That core is engaged. You don't want to be turning. Your arms are holding you. Your core is holding you. Stabilizing muscles is what we're working on here. It's okay if you're shaking. That's a good thing. One more. and down. Nice work. Why don't you give yourself a cat, cow, a couple here, or any organic movements you may need. So on an inhale, up to cow, dropping the belly, seat bones to the sky, and cat pose. Pressing the mat away, tucking the pelvis under, and up to cow pose. This feels really good after all of that. Now tuck the toes under, and I just want to send us up into a down dog. Now, if you don't like down dog, you can always do child's pose. I will challenge you to do one dog per class, just because it's a fantastic full body. But I absolutely understand that there are a lot of people with bad shoulders, and this is hard. Then bring yourself to plank pose. So feet are about hip distance apart, pushing into your hands. Straight line in your back. If you have a partner working out with you, let them check you out and see if your butt's too low. Is your butt too high? It would be better if your butt was too high than too low, because that low is really puts some strain on the back. Pulling that core in, and you can set the knees down. Knees to the outside edges of the mat. Stretch your arms forward. Head rests on the mat. And begin to walk your hands to one side. You can bring the left over the right, looking under your armpit if that's available to you. Just breathe into that side stretch across your ribs. Big inhale and exhale. Walking your hands back to the middle and then walking to the left. You can bring the right arm over the left if that's comfortable. Looking under that armpit, feeling that stretch in the rib cage. And bring yourself back to center for a nice long stretch. Coming back to tabletop position. Send yourself back into that plank. Now, pulling that core in. Tilting the pelvis a little bit under. And I just want you to push forward and backwards on your feet. Feeling the core. Feeling that engagement. You might start to shake a little. One more. And down. In tabletop position, let's do some rolling of the wrists, just because that's a lot of pressure on the wrists. Just rolling one way and then the other. Just giving yourself any movements you may need. Then bird dog is next. And I know this is always kind of an awkward one, but from tabletop, we'll start with just your right arm out and your left arm out. Right leg back, left leg back. So you're in that nice, strong tabletop. You feel balanced, and now we'll put it together. Right arm, left leg. Try to look either forward or to the mat. That core is engaged. Make sure you don't arch the back too much like this. You just want your arm out straight and your leg out straight. Nice work. Right arm, left leg. You guys are doing awesome. Left arm, right leg. And let's do two more. And last one. Nice. Stretch that back into a child's pose or a down dog, whichever your body is calling for. And then we're gonna meet on our seat. So from a seated position, I want you just to begin to roll back. And we're gonna do the boat pose. So you can bring your feet up, hands can be behind the thighs. You can bring your arms out straight. You can bring your legs out, arms out, whichever boat you want to float today. And we're just going to hold. I will start to shake. If you are, I'm glad. And let's bring it down to low boat. So lower back, core is still engaged. You can feel it in your hips. And up to high boat. Whether that's here or here, wherever you're at is awesome. And low boat, high boat, and low boat. And let yourself go all the way down to the mat. Bring your feet together. We're going to do a supine butterfly. So the bottoms of the feet soles of the feet are touching. Your legs are spread out. You can use blocks for these if you want. You can put it underneath your thigh. That's more of a restorative pose, and you can breathe into it. But oftentimes when we're doing core things, they are attached to our hip flexors, and they do get wore out because sometimes we're overusing them. So the assisted butterfly is amazing. Continue to breathe. Bringing your legs together. Pulling your knees towards your chest. And begin to let your legs fall to the right. Your body is towards the ceiling. You can bring your left hand over and look at that for a deeper stretch. Whatever is feeling awesome today. Bring it back to the middle and let them fall the other way. Got a little crack there. And let's do that again. If you want to advance that stretch, you can bring that leg up if you want a little bit more of a stretch in the hip. And same with the other side. There's many variations of the supine twist, so do whatever serves you. Sometimes I just like the little ones, and sometimes I like to use the straps. But bring those knees in, roll them. Plant those on the ground. Get back into that position. You're pulling that belly button to the mat. Pull it in and let it go. Let's engage that pelvic floor again. And let it go. Giving yourself a couple windshield wipers. Pulling your knees in. And bring your legs alongside you. And you're going to stretch over towards the legs on the other side. So you're going to feel a nice stretch along the right hand side of the body. And you can stretch the other way. And let's switch. Your legs come out the other side on your right side. Then you're going to bring your left arm over, kind of open up that chest. Look towards the sky. Smile. We're almost done. And then this way, you can bring your arm down a little bit further if you want a little bit more of a stretch. And come back to center. One last thing. Bring yourself up onto your toes behind you. And sit back on them. This is a really great ending of a sequence. Roll your shoulders back a couple times. Let's reach our arms up. A little bit of a back bend at the top, stretching through the core. We did a lot of work there. Bringing it down. And we will end with namaste. The spark within me honors the spark within each and every one of you. Thanks so much for joining me on this amazing day. I hope you enjoyed the workout, and let me know what else I can do for you. Hit the like and subscribe button so you get extra notifications. Have an amazing day. Bye, guys.